Hey there everyone, this is Parkinson Shockwave. Today I'll be doing the deck profile of my Super Quantum deck. This is the build that I used in my matchup against the Kaiju Grado. If you have not seen the matchup yet, here's the annotation right here as well as the link down below. So other than that, let's get started with the deck profile. Alright guys, so as usual, let's start with the monster lineup. I played 3 Red Pilot. This is a card that allows to special summon himself if you control no monsters. So it's basically the Photon Thrasher of the deck. While summon, you're able to add a Quantum card from your grave, and when it's into the graveyard, you're able to special summon a Quantum monster from your grave, not including any copies of himself, and then special summon that monster, but you cannot activate that monster effect while it's face up. So key factor right there. Now I played 3 of the Green Ranger, the Green Pilot Ranger. It's basically the Moronic Captain. When summoned, you're able to special summon a Quantum monster from your hand. It's alright effect. I don't really pull that kind of effect off all the time. But your ideal plays that usually you want to use this is normal summon him, especially on the Red Pilot, because a lot of time you already special summon the blue layer or blue pilot using cards like E-Telly, but when it's into the graveyard, you're able to discard 1 Quantum card so you can order to draw 1 card. It's alright. I prefer like just 1 card besides 1 specific Quantum card, so I can actually den out cards that I don't want in my hand. But it has some plays around if you actually time it right with using some of the other support. Next, 3 Blue Pilots. This is your Stratos of the deck. She is just amazing. One and only of your E-Telly target. You're able to search for any Quantum card from your deck to your hand when she is summoned. Also, when she hit the grave, you're able to choose up to 3 Quantum cards from your grave and shuffle back to your deck, including herself when the time of activation. So this is a way you're able to recycle your monster's effects over and over again if you really need to. Now, I am also playing a set of the Quantum Alphen, or the Alpha 5 of the deck. This is basically a fairy level 1 monster, 0 attack, 0 defense, and while it's on the field, you're able to choose 1 other of your Quantum monster, and currently at that time your Quantum monsters all face up in the field but will become that target's level. Also, you can tribute this card, reveal 3 different pilot monster with a different name. Your opponents choose 1 of them randomly. The one they chose will become summoned to the field while the other is sent to the graveyard. This card has a great effect where you're able to just trigger those pilot monsters that will summon as well as sent to graveyard all at the same time, so you're actually benefiting with 3 different kinds of effect going on, up to 3 effects going on with just 1 card. So, and that's basically 12 monsters right there with the Quantum support. The rest of the monster lineup, I play 2 of the Summoner Monk and 2 of the Star Drawing. The reason why I'm doing this because Summoner does bring some plays with rank 4 and possibly rank 5 if you have the another red layer on the field. This is something I don't like to use a lot, but in this case, while we're waiting for more support, this is suffice enough to get what you need in bringing out the Megazord. So for the spell lineup, I do play 3 of the Mega Ship. This is the field card that you must have in this deck if you want to bring out the big Megazord. While this card is face on the field, you're able to discard 1 card from your hand. Choose 1 of your pilot monster on the field and then overlay it with the Mega Zord that has the same attribute as the monster. This counts as a Exceed summon, and from there, if you have 3 different Megazord on your side of the field or in your graveyard, you're able to send this card to the grave from the field, and from there you can just use those 3 Megazord and the material to combine them together to bring out your big monster. Great card to have. I really like this card, and this is I'll show you, explain why I'm playing 3 in a few seconds. But E-Telly, great card. Like I mentioned before, blue rare is your only target, but with her Send the Graveyard effect, you're able to recycle her back into the deck, so E-Teleport would never be dead. Reasoning, it's alright card for now. It's just there for hopefully if I should keep it in or take it out when new support comes in, but it does bring out some key cards if you catch your opponent's off guard, which they usually do because they have a hard time of guessing what kind of number to call out, because you do play a lot of different level monsters, and to tell you the truth, you do play a lot of 4s compared to all the other levels, but your opponents would be more worried about the level 1, 3, or 5 because those cards could change the game in your favor. A little more explanation on these lineup of spell cards. I played 3 Upstart Goblin, 3 Chicken Game, 2 Terraforming, and 1 Day of Peace. The reason why I'm showing you guys this because these cards really help thin out the deck, getting your key cards as fast as possible. So as you can see here, 7 cards, that's basically allowing me to draw 1 card, so thinning out my deck even faster. Terraform does somewhere the same thing just because that it thinned out my deck, as well as getting either Chicken Game or the Mega Ship, because with this, if you're able to play your Chicken Game, you can just replace it with the Mega Ship or destroy it with one of the Exceed monsters I'm showing in the extra deck. So you won't allow your opponents to draw that 1 card. Also, you won't be restricted in doing a certain amount of damage to your opponents. So I really like this lineup. This is a great way to thin out the deck, getting what you want at especially in the first turn. Now, the only 2 cards I play of is One-Off, and that is 1 for 1 and Soul Charge. And usually these 2 cards have a great combination together because you can play 1 for 1 together Alphen, use Alphen effect to tribute itself, reveal the 3 pilot, and no matter what they summon, you're able to Soul Charge the rest of the 2 back from the grave, or even more depending on what your graveyard situation is, and possibly get out your big Megazord as fast as possible. Alright guys, for my trap lineup, I don't really play much of it, but I do have one of the Mecha Oversword. This is the equip card that attached to one of the Exceed Megazord, and giving that monster 100 attack for each rank it has. Also, while equipped to that monster, during your battle phase, you can send this card to the grave. That monster can attack 3 times. So if you can attach to the big Megazord, you're able to attack 3 times and possibly OTK your opponents for game. Now, for the next 3 cards I play are the Solemns. 1 Mourning and 2 Strikes. I think this is the most versatile trap cards I can play to overcome much as possible with my opponent's plays. I am playing one of the Mecha Overlord Great Magnus. A real tongue twister of a name, but I do recommend playing 2. You do have a situation that you do need to have a second copy, and possibly at times bringing out a second copy to the field, so which it could be tremendous game for yourself. But this is basically the new version of Tower. If you guys don't know what it does, first effect is that you're able to choose 1 card on the field and return it to the deck if you have 2 or more materials on it, and it's a quick effect, so you can do it on any player's turn. Second effect is that with 4 or more materials on it, you're unaffected by anything besides super quantum cards. So this is the ability that basically just like people have a hard time with getting over it, because either you're summoning Obelisk the Tormentor to attack over it, but other than that, there's no way you can get around it if you can just summon a big beak stick monster. Now, the last effect is basically 6 or more materials on it, and it just prevents your opponents from adding cards from the deck to your hand besides the draw phase. So again, this is the boss monster. This is what you want to bring out as fast as possible, especially with the current format we have now. Alright, so I played 2 of the Magna Liger, 2 of the Arrow Burrows, and 2 of the Grand Pulse. This is what you need to bring out the big guy, just because that it takes one of each of them to combine to the big guy, and they all have their own specific effect, and if you attach them and if their materials are the same attribute of the Mecha Beast, you're able to activate these effects during your opponent's turns as well. So first of all these Mega Beasts share the same effect where they can choose one pilot monster from their field or hand and attach it to them. This way you're able to reuse their effect again if you need to, and they also have the restriction that if you don't have any material attached to these Mega Beasts, they cannot attack, which makes sense since you need pilots to control these machines. Now they all had individual effects, but they're very versatile in trying to come over, get over your opponent's field. So Magna Liger, destroy one monster. Arrows, Burrows, it's basically a Book of Moon, and then Grand Pulse destroys one spell and trap on the field. So again, like I said, they're very versatile in trying to get rid of your opponent's cards or even your cards in some situation. Sometimes I do play Grand Pulse effect to get rid of my chicken game, so my opponents won't able to draw on their next turn. And that's pretty much it for the Super Quantum supports. Now for the rest, I do play the generic rank 4s, Abyss Dweller, Emerald, Castell 101. That's pretty much it. And now I do play the Vulcasaurus and Dungeon Charger combo just because they might be a possibility that I could use the burn damage and attack more for game. And that's pretty much it for the actually. I did mention that I do recommend playing a second of the Magnus, but for the 15 card, I'm still debating on what to play from there. I didn't think I need anything at this point. I would if I would have to make any recommendation, maybe adding like Diamond Dire World 4 and maybe a second Castell. But other than that, I didn't really need that much rank 4 when my main focus was the Megazord itself. So overall, I really like this Power Ranging based deck. It does bring a lot of nostalgia into the deck, but the main flaw of the deck is basically in its playstyle, which is basically get your Megazord as soon as possible. So that's the reason why I built it the way it is. Because your Great Magnus is a win condition card because it's unaffected by anything. You're preventing your opponents to play even Yu-Gi-Oh at one point if they search a lot through the deck. But if your opponents are able to overcome your Great Magnus, such as summoning the monster that has higher attack than your Megazord, or using cards like Lava Golem, Santa Claus, or Kaijus to tribute over it, then you're pretty screwed from that point, basically top decking what you need to actually recover from your opponent's plays. But hopefully we get more support in the near future because, you know, Power Ranger does have more than 3 members of their team. So we definitely get at least 3 more on top of other supports like more Zords, more spells and trap card support. So that's pretty much my time with this video. If you guys what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. This is Parker Team Shockwave signing out.